Let's switch that up. Okay, I need to definitely make some adjustments here. Oh, that background is not good for this. So luckily I'm a little bit early. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm gonna figure out something better for the background here. I don't know how I feel about that. Let me know in chat if you can hear me. And hopefully the music isn't too loud. Hello, hello, welcome in everybody. Okay, I guess that's suitable. Whoa, this table is rickety. Let's see, show notes. Whew. Okay. Now I have to remember how to start an option. Okay. Sweet, there's that. But of course, we're going to wait until 6 o'clock Pacific time to be able to start auctioning. My mic has been muted this entire time. Spirit of the Hearth up for $1. Well, maybe now people will start joining now that I'm talking. Elemental Bond up for $1. Spellbreaker Behemoth foil. Spellbreaker Behemoth foil up for $1. Bunch of random cards that aren't worth $1. What's up, Magic Daddy? Here's a Journey's Kite up for $1. Here's a Chandra Noir foil up for $1. Illuminate Primordial up for $1. Foil by Force up for $1. Light of the Legion up for $1. Solar Blaze up for $1. Melic, Izzet Paragon up for $1. Here's a Chromatic Lantern up for $1. It's weird that I'm tapping more and nothing's happening. Strangeness. Well, there's a Givey going. And here's an Outlaw's Merriment up for $1. Hollow one up for $1. Solag Storm up for $1. Hey, welcome, or thank you for the follow. And then here's a Response to Resurgence up for $1. Regal Caracal up for $1. Blade Splicer up for $1. Odric Master Tactician up for $1. Path to Exile up for $1. Oh, come on. There you go. And here's a Command Tower up for $1. Look at that thing. It's pretty sweet. I do not. I am unfortunately out of that. Sorry, T-Man. But hey, you won the Gibby. And here's a Monstrous Vortex up for $1. Argent Dias up for $1. And here's a Pinnacle Monk up for $1. Here's a foil Victory's Herald up for $1. And then here's a Archangel Avacyn. Oh, we should be popping another Gibby. Wand of Wonderfoil. Ooh. I think out of that group, I think Strip Mine is the only one that I would have. And I'd have to figure out how much to do on that. Let me check a box behind me real quick. Strippy. Hmm. Found one, but it's not English, but I think there's an English one in here. Crucible Strip Mine. I see you don't want to have any friends. I approve. So it looks like I just have a German one. I don't know if you want that. That's so it's not antiquities, it is Renaissance, I think. So I don't think. And you're building landfall, nice. Yep. Tagebaum. It's German. But if you want black border, this is about the best way to do it. Okay, there it is, Strip Mine. And I'd be able to do 17 on it. That's how much heavy played ones are going on. TCG Player 4 for this exact version. Well, slightly less, I should say, because they're $17.79 plus like $3 shipping. But you'd get free shipping on this one as long as you don't buy too much stuff, because you already won the giveaway. You want me to go ahead and list it up for 17? There are definitely cheaper versions out there, so I can totally understand if you don't want to do this one. Because you can get, let's see, I feel like 4th editions, you can get them as low as like $14 for beat up ones. So, I mean, up to you. Oh, I just saw the yeah in chat. Is yeah, yes, you want to do it? Okay. Yeah, just keep me posted. And actually, now that I think about it, is there a white border one in here? Oh. So, okay, now I know why I didn't think of this one. So this is a 4th edition Strip Mine. So the story behind this, because there is a story, um, is like that black border looks pretty nice, don't it? Except if you get super duper duper close. So this is a fourth edition one that had really messed up edges, and so I sharpied it black so that it looked a little bit nicer in the sleeve. And I think I must have done that 10 years ago. Well, so it's normally white bordered. You would call this heavily played altered, I guess. But I could let this one go for $14 and it's English, so that might be better for you. So it kind of depends on who you ask. Like some people would call it heavy played altered, some people would say it's damaged. Most people, like on TCG player grading, since it's sleeve playable, it wouldn't be considered damaged. That's how most of the graders do it. So like you'll notice that it's not like warped or messed up. But yeah, I could do 14 on that one. But I can set it aside too if you want to think about it. Sure, no problem, dude. All right. A green Sun Zenith I do not have. I wish. I have Tomik, Distinguished Avatar, for Advocist. He's up for $1. Pardon me, I didn't hit mute in time. And here's an Analyze the Pollen up for $1. I think this card's underrated. Arbiter of Null Rage up for $1. Fire and Ice up for $1. Disaster Radius up for $1. Yeah, no problem. Actually, let me see. I'm gonna take it out of the perfect fit, make sure that that's, yeah, there was a speck of dust on it. So there's the front, and there's the back. You can see it's a little marred up. Well, so there's the Sharpie, and there's like some scuffing on the bottom on the back. But like you can put it in a deck and you wouldn't be able to pick it out. I can even demonstrate that. So here's the card. Here's some more Dragon Shielded cards. And so like there's nothing marking it. All right. So let me do a buy now. Create a temporary listing. Category. Trading card games. Magic. Okay. Strip. Mine. Heavy. Play. 4. Add. Sharpie. 1. Shipping profile. Save. Add listing. And then oh, that would run it as an auction. We don't want to do that. So if you click on shop, it'll show up in there. Sweet. So that's there in the shop for you to snag. Awesome. Good job, T-Man. And then we just sold Balagan Recovery. Nice. All right, I'll put that over with my shop items. Cool. Well, thank you for the purchase. And here's a Magma Giant up for $1. Well, and it's definitely a fun play strategy. Here's a Soul Ring up for $1. I think it's fun to lock people out of land with land destruction at least. I think other people may disagree, but that's okay. Desolation Giant up for $1. Oh, you know another guy from that deck that I pulled that strip mine out of that you might be interested in. Do you have one of these already? Oops. I'm going to pull it out of the perfect fit. I need to see if this is dust or if this is wear. Looks like dust. But yeah, do you have one of those? Indeed. Oh, nice. Very cool. Okay. I just saw it sitting on the table and I was like, well, while I may not have a crucible, I do have a Ruminop excavator. Raminop. Let's see. All right. More dollars. Collector, what collector? Collector edition? Oh, I do not have any of the new Strix. Ezram Agency Chief, up for $1. Sorry, bud. No one sold me any collections with it yet. Satoru the Infiltrator, up for $1. I can see that. Didn't that just come out this weekend? Because I don't have any way of getting sealed product aside from Amazon or going into a shop and buying it. So I'm a collection parser, up for $1. Command Beacon or Traveling Chocobo. I don't have either of those handy. Sorry, my friend. Wand of the Wanderer foil, or Wand of Wonder foil, up for $1. Ooh, where's me? Can't get that mute button fast enough. Destrudo, my boy. That same foil Council of Four from 6 months ago. Well, Destrudo's here. We gotta run a Gibby. Dude, it's been a while, right? It's been a wild life since the last time I was streaming consistently. We had some illness in the family. I moved. Work was insane. So it's been a bit of a hero's journey since I was last on. But work's finally starting to slow down. I'm more or less in my new place, Mighty Servant of Leaguko, up for $1. So now I can hang out and put up dollar singles. There's also some stuff in the shop. Check it out. I think I might have also picked like the worst day to do my triumphant return, since it's a zero commission day. So like everybody is streaming. Thank you. I appreciate that. Luckily, I moved closer to my parents, so my dad injuring himself / having surgeries will be less of a time commitment, because I'm just down the street from my parents now. Noble Heritage up for $1. Here's a Glunch the Bestower up for $1. One thing I'm going to really have to do over the next like couple of weeks though is a ton of my Magic collections in a storage unit right now, and I need to get that all moved into my apartment. Will Blade of Frontiers up for $1. The Ever-Changing Dane up for $1. Ravenloft Adventurer up for $1. Raying Line up for $1. Ooh, pardon me. Barroom Brawl up for $1. Call to the Void. So how have you been doing, dude? Under Mountain Adventurer up for $1. Safana Kalimport Cutthroat up for $1. You know, honestly, given what the last 6 months have looked like for me, I would say that's not always a bad thing. Firbolg Flutist up for $1. This thing up for $1. Congrats on the gibby. Now Feshni. Poggers. That's my first auction sale today. Number 1. Gorion Wise Mentor up for $1. Traverse the Outlands up for $1. Nice. Bane, Lord of Darkness up for $1. Will's Reversal up for $1. All right, time to move on to another stack. Oh man, here's a sweet one. Here's a Hell Vault, the list version. Yeah, it is a $0 commission today. So I'm sure everybody possible is streaming today. Because, like, why wouldn't you, right? Sanctum of All up for $1. Number 3. I think we still get charged a credit card processing fee. I kind of wish that Whatnot would batch transactions for credit cards so that we only had to pay the fee once per order. But I know it doesn't really work like that for the platform. Let's see. Welcome, Sorrow's Path. Yeah. Inexorable Blob up for $1. Soul Swallower up for $1. One thing I'm seriously missing, my new place doesn't have air conditioning, and it gets real hot under the lights while streaming. Burn from Within up for $1. Wolf of Devil's Breach up for $1. Scourge Wolf up for $1. Emrakul's Evangelist up for $1. Permeating Mass up for $1. I might end up having to go again tomorrow because I think today's going to be a little slow. Ulvenwald Observer up for $1. Welcome in. Make sure to check out the shop for some sweet magic cards. Here's a Newscraft Mob up for $1. I think Avatar might have just come out. I remember I was getting a lot of requests for that librarian guy. Scatter to the Winds up for $1. Coax from the Blind Eternities up for $1. Mausoleum Wanderer up for $1. Oath of Liliana. Oath of Gideon. I skipped a lot of the Universes Beyond though. Like I didn't get, pardon me, really any Avatar. No Spider-Man, no Ninja Turtles. Eldrazi Obligator. Just really don't care for the Universes Beyond stuff unless it's like a really like hardcore fantasy set, like FF or Baldur's Gate. Stitcher's Graft up for $1. I mean, if they did a World of Warcraft set, I'd be all over that. Soul Separator up for $1. WoW is a really cool universe. I mean, I'm a really big fan of the Blood Elves. I really like Draenei. I think they're cool too. And I mean, I played the first 7 expansions, so obviously I must like the universe. There's a Dark Salvation. Assembled Alphas up for $1. Bloodhall Priest up for $1. Let's get another Gibby going. Hello, welcome Imana. Here's an Ever After up for $1. Make sure to check out the shop for some cool, more expensive singles. Harness the Storm up for $1. Epiphany at the Drown Yard up for $1. Silver for Partisan up for $1. Invocation of Saint Draft. More like Invocation of Saint Draft, am I right? Oh, Tashandra. That was always the joke at the LGS I played at during Innistrad for Geist of Saint Draft, because if you opened him, you were probably winning the draft. Follia's Lancers, tutors for any legendary creature, up for $1. Flame Blade Angel, up for $1. Mardu Strike Leader, up for $1. All right, another stack down. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's a card I haven't seen in a while. Radical Mystic up for $1. Welcome in, welcome in. Join the Givey. Make sure to give the channel a follow and check out the shop for lots of cool Magic card deals. Pixis Prison Warden up for $1. And Offenza, the Kin Tree Spirit up for $1. Man, speaking of crazy draft cards, Heron's Grace Champion. Every draft I drafted this guy in, I won. 3-0. Giving all of your guys lifelink until end of turn was way too good and limited. Spirit of the Hunt up for $1. Flicker Wisp up for $1. Patrician Geist up for $1. Gives all your spirits +1/+1. That's pretty sweet. Hey, Destrudo wins the Givey. I think I'll do another one once we get up to like 6 people watching. Dramatic Finale up for $1. Confiscation coup, up for a buck. Pardon me. Here's a Cultivate up for a buck. Here's a Teferi's Tutelage up for a buck. Slow Bad Iron Golem up for a buck. Snake Umbra coming at you for $1. Eidolon of Blossoms up for a buck. Yay, number 4. Dictate of Karametra up for a buck. Citizen Tactics in Japanese up for a buck. Fairies Band War Chief up for a buck. Where's Featherfall when you need her? In Search of Greatness up for a buck. Heliod's Pilgrim up for a buck. It's foil. When it ETBs, you can search for an aura and put it into your hand. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised, but I'm wondering if they thought I was going to cancel because I had a death in the family this morning. I just really don't like pushing streams because I have had a habit of doing that and really want to get out of it. So Lundy Vision. Bane Veil foil up for a buck. Remember, this is a basic, or this is a land on the other side. All right, Savra, Queen of the Golgari, up for a buck. The OG Green Black Elf Commander. Jugon the Rising Star. Welcome in, folks. Make sure you check out the shop. There's some sweet deals in there. Fido Hydra up for $1. Iname Life Aspect up for $1. Nezumi Grave Robber up for $1. You know what, we got up to 5 watching. Let's run another Gibby. Emi statue. Can I do that for $1? Yeah, up for $1. Fatal Frenzy up for $1. Here's a Blood Funnel up for $1. Blood Bond March up for $1. Round of Convergence for $1. Yeah, no worries. All right. Number 5. And here's a Demir Cut Purse up for $1. Demir Doppelganger up for $1. Kadama of the Center Tree up for $1. I think I'm going to finish off this Gibby though and call it a night. Things have been so slow that I might be better off doing tomorrow afternoon, evening. Manichi up for $1. Or Nate Kanzashi up for $1. Yeah. I picked the wrong day for my triumphant return. Ayobi who splits the heaven. Thank you. That's something I kind of pride myself on is I like to put stuff up that people probably don't see all that often. And I'm not super duper concerned with selling a bunch of big ticket items. I'm happy to just sit here and run dollar singles for an hour. Patron of the Kitsune. Oh, if you follow me, it should give you a notification. Razia. And then I'm going to make the show for tomorrow right away once I'm done with this one. So you'll be able to follow or bookmark the show. Razia's Purification. And there goes the last Givey. Guzik Gaming wins the Givey. Awesome. Well, you'll get a free foil magic card sent directly to your house. And, oh, Destrudo made an offer. Ooh. Let me check something, Destrudo. Can never figure out how to efficiently look this up. I don't think I can do that, Destrudo. So they're going for like 22 on TCG Player right now. So going to 1280 would be a bit low. No problem. Let's see. Yeah, I can do the Crown of Convergence though for the Givey. It'll save me having to find my foil box. Sweet. Yeah, I'd be firm at 16. Also, I hate this dweeby little stand. I need to find my big heavy stand. Or print another one. But we be done for the night, but I'm leaving things open for a minute so that if you're wanting to pick it up at 16, you'll be able to combine shipping. I don't want to screw you on that. Now if you have to pay $5 for shipping. Thank you. I try to be very, very, like, I don't ever want to screw somebody over. I really hate the idea of that. So I try and be very correct about pricing things like that door in the siege tower. it's damaged, but it's definitely a commander, so it matters a little bit less. But I think that one I can't remember what was damaged about it, but the market price on those is like 1450, I think. So I think I'm cheaper than every listing on TCG Player, except one random one that has like a really really high whatchamacallit, um, a really high shipping cost. Yeah, no problem, Distrudo. Oh, that'd be sick. I do love me some raids. And I always try and raid people, but I usually, as a joke, raid Pokemon channels. Actually, I wonder. Oh, thank you. Well, I was a TCG Player seller for I think since 2011. Like I have, I think 25,000 sales on there, and 99.9% positive feedback. And the reason is that I'm honest, and if somebody is upset, I usually do everything I can to make it right. Oh, definitely, 100%. I mean, and that's the niche that we can carve out for ourselves in these places, right? Is to be, pardon me, to be better at customer service and doing things correctly. Schedule show. So let's do tomorrow. 35K listed. Oh, nice. Yeah, I stopped using it because I like the way that Whatnot handles shipping way better. So I just don't run both at once. Let's see. I'm trying to find a good thumbnail image. Oh, and eBay too. Nice. Yeah, I just hate having to have a bunch of stamps around for a TCG player. That's really the biggest drag to me on that. Oh, nice. Yeah. When I stopped being able to get stamps 24/7 at the post office, that was when it kind of died for me. And then, awesome. Thanks, Distrudo. Hang on, it's ringing. Okay. Category: trading card games, Magic the Gathering, singles, schedule. All right, and I went ahead and scheduled a show for tomorrow. And you can see the artwork I just got of my Ret Pally, Loylanthia. So awesome. Thanks very much for coming in, gents. I'll hopefully see you tomorrow.